Hello, middle college students, once again. This is going to be the first video I'm going to put in the module for week one because I think it's the most important piece of information given where we are with things. Some of you may have me for more than one class. So a lot of these things for the first week, you'll go through more than once. Typically, I try to avoid that. But because of the world we're living in, it's a little more difficult now. So just bear with me as we get through this. But what I want to address in this first video in Module 1 are procedures regarding COVID-19. And what I want you to know, first of all, as I've emphasized in some of the announcements I've put up, is that my first priority, OTC's first priority, middle college's first priority, Springfield School's first priority is to keep all of you safe and healthy in every way that we can. And so what I'm going to talk about goes to that end and is very important. Not the most enjoyable thing to discuss, but it's certainly necessary. So here we go. With the information, I'm reading from a script here, so as I glance down, that's what I'm doing. Also not looking directly at the screen because I'm trying to limit some of the glare on my glasses. And welcome to our guest bedroom, by the way, where I'm working from. So, and unfortunately, because of some circumstances that arise personally for me, I am not going to be in class for day one on Monday, August 24th. I'm hoping to be back in on Tuesday, depending on how things go with the situation that I am managing. If not, hopefully I'll be back Thursday. But I will be back soon, and I will talk more about class procedures in another video and how things will work. It's not going to be that different from if I was there, so we can make this happen. But what I'll discuss here is information regarding how we're going to work in regards to COVID and the precautions we're going to take. So a lot of this, if you have looked at the OTC website regarding COVID, or if you've looked at the Springfield Public Schools web plan regarding Springfield Public Schools web page on the plan for reentry, echoes a lot of that information, and also information that's been put out through middle college and various forums. So it all may sound familiar. You'll probably hear a lot of this from other instructors, but I want to make sure it's covered. So first of all, Ozarks Technical Community College will open for classes the fall semester on Monday, August 24th, and that will be for in-person seated classes. This will be a semester unlike anything we've ever experienced before, but by taking some precautions, we hope to make it as normal as possible. Now I'm going to jump in here a little bit off my script, which I will link below this video in regards to classes. Your high school classes, which Liberty and Law, Civil War, Economics, Humanities are all part of, will be following the Springfield Schools re-entry formula. So half of you, last names A through K, will be coming to class on Monday, Tuesday. The other half of you, last names L through Z, will be in classes on Thursday, Friday, in seated classes. Wednesday, nobody's in class. Everything's virtual. We'll talk more about that in another video. So that's a part of our COVID procedures for our high school middle college classes. Your OTC college classes will operate on the OTC schedule. Again, address that later. OTC's return to campus guidelines are designed to keep everyone healthy and reduce the spread of coronavirus. And these are the guidelines. First and foremost, wear facial coverings over your mouth, nose, and mouth. Nose, important, not just the mouth, but the nose. No real purpose if your nose isn't covered. When you're inside any OTC building, and I would advise that if you are outside of a building on campus and you're around a significant number of people, you go ahead and cover. That's going to be my personal policy, is if I'm on campus, I'm going to have a face mask on, unless I'm in my room by myself. Whenever possible, practice social distancing. I'm going to add a few things here for middle college specifically. and my students, avoid gathering in groups. If you gather in groups on campus, you may be asked to disperse. And you do so if you are asked, because this is being taken very seriously. We don't want to jeopardize your presence in the program over something as simple as this. In particular, in regards to my classroom, if my room is not open, and that's going to be very likely for my first class of the day, because I am having to also manage getting my kids to school. So if my room is not open when you arrive, please wait in the outer hall. Do not wait in the inner hall immediately outside of my classroom. There is not enough room. The people going to their offices and students going to those offices to see instructors need the space. That's always what I ask, but especially in this case, please gather in the outer hall. And I will post signs when I return to that degree. So gather in the outer hallways, not in the hall immediately outside of my room. Under normal circumstances, I allow students to gather in my room during times when classes are not in session, like lunch. I have a lot of students that hang out in there, eat lunch, gather, relax, maybe work on computers, work on classes for other assignments. Unfortunately, because of the world of COVID, I cannot allow anyone in my room unless you are in the class that is scheduled to be meeting at that time, or if you have scheduled an appointment with me for purposes of tracing, for purposes of everybody's security. I can't allow people just to hang out as I have in the past. And I hate that. That bums me out because I think that's a safe place for you guys. I enjoy your presence, but I can't do that in an effort to keep everyone safe. If you do need a place to work, if you are at lunch or if you are in a downtime between classes, there are computer labs on campus. There is the TLC, the Tutoring and Learning Center. There are study labs on campus, study lounges. You can use those, but please follow the OTC guidelines that are posted strictly. And best practice is if you do not have a class, you do not need to be on campus if possible. If that's a problem, then you need to talk with the folks in the Middle College office, Dr. Brunner, Mrs. Wilson, Miss Loveland, Miss Charlotte, and they'll help you figure out what you need to do. Wash your hands frequently. You need to thoroughly scrub with soap and water for at least 15 seconds. Saying happy birthday twice through is the standard thing. I sing my ABCs, and that usually covers 15 seconds. Make sure that you scrub in between your joints. Scrub with your nails like this on your palms because that also cleans your palms, and under your nail beds, which is a problem. I know, it's preschool. It's important stuff. It amazes me the people that still don't wash their hands. I've gone into public restrooms during this time. People come in, do their business, and leave, and don't wash their hands. Please wash your hands frequently. It's one of the biggest keys to this. If there is not soap and water available, use hand sanitizer. Before this even began, OTC was good about having hand sanitizer stations around campus, even more so now. I will have sanitizer at the front of the room. I'm going to try to get more bottles to scatter throughout the room. I do have a sink, which is nice, but I want to limit that also because I don't want to, the travel to and from could be problematic. This is counterintuitive, and I'll talk about this again. Actually, I'll talk about it now. Please stay home if you are sick. I'm already at 9 minutes on this video. I apologize. It's going to take a while. A lot of stuff. But if you're sick, please do not come to school. And that's very counterintuitive. In middle college, probably even more than your traditional high schools, we emphasize the value of attendance. And that's true. But in this situation, if you do not feel well, if you even slightly do not feel well, it is important to err on the side of caution. Do not come to class. There are other ways you can be in attendance besides physically being there, especially in this situation. And as I'll talk again more about, everything is going to be on Canvas. And by being active there, that's a way to demonstrate attendance and activity. So don't physically come if you are feeling well. Like I said, this runs contrary to everything you have been taught, but do not come to class if you don't feel well. I will not penalize you. I will, let me back up. All of the resources, materials, assignments, everything will be on Canvas. And again, I'll talk more about this in another video, but classes are basically going to be very much like an online class, yet highly supported. I will work with you if you have to miss, if you're ill. I will be flexible with you in making up mixed assignments. Again, in a later video, I'll talk about this. I talked about it in a previous video. I think one of the keys to getting us all through this are two words: grace and flexibility. And I want to exercise that with all of you. So don't come, even if you slightly don't feel well, even if you think, even if you're sure it's allergies, don't come. We want to keep everybody safe. We'll work with you. I will work with you. Now, there are some policies specifically that Middle College has put in place. And again, I'm sure your other instructors will go over this with you. There are signs in my room and all the Middle College classrooms about this. And a lot of this echoes what's already been said. But if you are in the classroom or any building, you must wear your mask at all times. Noses must be covered. If you don't have a mask, OTC has masking stations throughout campus where you can get those. In Lincoln Hall specifically, you can go up to the Allied Health Office, which is just inside the front doors, and receive a mask. There are others throughout campus. Documents will be made. I think Ms. Loveland has put documents on the Canvas page with information about where those are at. If I have time, I'll get those up in the Canvas course for my class. But in Lincoln Hall, right by the main office, Allied Health Office, right by the main entrance, Allied Health Office, you can receive free mask. You will be asked, if you come into class without a mask, to go there and retrieve one. If you do not have a mask, you will be asked to leave. You cannot be allowed in class. And I don't like asking people not to be in class. In this situation, it's necessary. No food or drink in class, including coffee. All food and drink should be consumed before entering the classroom. As I understand it at this time, and I'm going to get some clarification, that includes water. So please, and I know water is important, please consume your water before class. If you have a water bottle, just stick it in your backpack, stick it away. I'm not going to take it away or anything, but don't be consuming it in class. Do that outside of class for everybody's safety. And I'm going to try to make that a practice myself. And those of you that have me know I drink a lot of water. So that's going to be a challenge for me, but I will try to make it a point to do that between classes. If you need food, and I know that's a challenge for some people, and some of you are in situations. Again, I've been, those of you that have me, very flexible with that. This year, no food in the classroom. Absolutely not. If you buy it in the vending machine, you need to consume it outside of class, before class. If you bring it in, I'm going to ask you to put it away. If you need food, aren't able to obtain it, you can get that in the Middle College office. You can obtain it there. There is now a nice student lounge at our new Middle College office, and you can consume it there, given that there's enough room. And do that at appropriate times. Don't ask me in the middle of class, can I go do that? No, you are not going to be able to. Unfortunately, a lot of the freedoms that have been there in the past are not going to be now, and that applies to even college students, maybe even more so than high school students, that you're not going to be able to come and go as you please from classes. Once you're in, you will stay there. I'll address that more in a moment. Use hand sanitizer frequently, as I said. I'll try to have that throughout the room. Right now, it'll be on the table at the front of the room. I'll try to get more. Wipe when you come in. Wipe your table, desk, work area, chair, computer, or cell phone down upon entering and leaving. So at the beginning of class, wipe it down. At the end of class, wipe it down. Right now, I have a container of wipes at the front of the room. As you come in, grab those, wipe things down. At the end of class, one at a time, come up, grab a wipe your stuff down, and leave. I'm going to try to get more for us. I think some of the classrooms even have spray bottles with towels available. I will work on that. No bags, backpacks, purses, lunch boxes, shoes, feet, any other objects on tables or desks. Use the restroom between classes only. Once you have entered the class, you are in the class till the end of class. Only extreme emergencies. And if that arises, you will leave, the middle college office will be notified, and you will not return to class. Again, that's for everybody's safety. That's also for tracing purposes. So use the restroom between classes. I will be gracious about tardies. Now, don't abuse that. If you're 20 minutes late every day, you don't need that much time to use the restroom. 5 or 10 minutes, I can understand that. We'll work with it. Take care of those things. Sit in your assigned seats. I'm going to do an additional video here coming up. That's a little tricky since I'm not going to be there the first day. I don't have anything laid out. Again, I'll explain in another video. I'm already at 16 minutes on this one. Minimize your movement around the room. So once you come in, sit down, you need to stay seated. Stay in that location. I'm going to have things again set up to where we're going to make efficient use of class time. I'll talk more about that as we move on. Do not share school supplies or any other items or materials. Don't wear other people's hats. Don't be trading glasses. None of that. Do not share. Last thing, if you do not comply with these guidelines, you will be asked to leave class, and middle college administration will be contacted and informed. This is not my goal. I don't want to ask people to leave classes. Those of you that know me, have had me, know I don't want people out of my classes. The best instruction occurs when you're there, even in this supported environment we're in. But given the nature of COVID, we have to follow these guidelines. This has to be taken seriously, and this must be followed to make sure that everyone's safe. So if that is a problem, again, administration will be contacted. And I know that you guys are responsible, so A, it's not going to be a problem, and B, we're not going to have to go down that road. If you are experiencing any of the following symptoms, and you guys have all heard this, please do not come to any SPS or OTC or middle college location or class. Cough, shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, chills, repeated shaking with chills, muscle pain, headache. Pardon me as I turn the page. Sore throat, loss of taste or smell, diarrhea, or fever. And you guys also know this list is ever evolving and changing. If you feel unwell in other ways, that might give you a sense that you could potentially have COVID, please do not come class. If you're exhibiting any of the symptoms or have been in contact with someone who has tested positive for COVID-19, please consult with a healthcare professional. You should also contact the middle college office, 417-447-6997, and or a middle college administrator, Ms. Wilson or Dr. Bruner. They will help you navigate the process for testing. They'll put you into contact with organizations and resources that SPS and OTC are working with, like the Springfield Greene County Health Department, and they'll help direct you through that. If you exhibit any of these symptoms in class, you will be asked to leave. The middle college office will be notified. If you need to wait for a ride, I will contact the middle college office and get direction from them on where you need to go to wait for that ride so that everyone is safe. Please do not go to the middle college office. Wait until I get direction from them on where you should go to wait for your ride. Be aware if you exhibit symptoms, have been exposed or test positive to COVID-19. An OTC, a middle college, or an SPS employee will contact you to help you through the process of seeking medical care and contacting your instructors. OTC, so you're aware, has adjusted the schedule for the fall to maximize instructional periods early in the fall because there's an anticipation that things may escalate as we go on and closures, so forth. So they've made these adjustments. Some key dates: first day of classes, August 24th. Fall break was scheduled for August 12th and 13th. That is canceled. We will be in class on those days. Make sure you are aware of that. Thanksgiving break is extended from Sunday, November 22nd to Sunday, November 29th. Saturday classes, that doesn't pertain to you guys. So it will be a full week this time. And then the last day of final exams is December 18th. Now, all that said, OTC is going to operate as normally as possible, and SPS. But things may change quickly, and there may need to be modifications to provide courses through remote delivery. That's going to be based on the number of COVID-19 cases in the community and based on the guidance of public health officials. Because of that, you need to check your email on a regular basis, at least once a day, preferably 3 to 4 times a day. One of the things I recommend is check it every time you go to a class. Open it up, check your email. You know, classes, again, 2 or 3 times a day, at least. That is going to be the primary means of communicating with you by middle college office, by your instructors, and by OTC and Springfield schools. So make sure that you're checking your email on a regular basis. Also, you can be checking the OTC and also middle college social media sites, but most importantly, check your email. Also, make sure that you have emergency alerts from OTC installed on your devices. I'll probably touch on that later. If I was in a setting with the rest of you, that would not be okay. I'm in a room by myself. It's a lot of stuff. I think I've covered everything. My notes kind of got jumbled here. A lot of this stuff you have heard already. Wash your hands, wear your mask. If you feel ill, stay home, and know I and everybody in middle college is going to work with you. We're going to be flexible. We're going to get through this thing. And again, I have some more videos coming up just about general how class is going to be working. And then maybe if I get a chance, some videos about just pertinent to the syllabus in each individual class and overview of each individual class. Sorry I can't be there the first day. For those of you that are in my Monday, Tuesday classes, hopefully Thursday I'm there. Even if I'm not, this will be the video you're watching. I think that takes care of everything. So I will be open to questions and answers for a brief time when I do come to class, when I am able to be in class for the first day. So that's it for now. I'll probably have another video up here pretty quick for you.